Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share with you one of the greatest secrets to winning, not just in business, not just in relationships, but in life itself. And that secret is simple: educate yourself daily. Jim Rohn once said, "Formal education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune." And he was right. If you want to live an extraordinary life, a life that defies limits and breaks barriers, you must commit, not once, not twice, but every single day to personal growth and learning. Success is not a single event. It's a continuous process, and at the heart of that process is the habit of daily self-education. Many people mistakenly believe that once they graduate from school or complete a formal training program, their learning journey is over. But the truth is, that's just the beginning. The most successful individuals understand that self-education must become a lifelong commitment. They realize that each day presents a new opportunity to expand their knowledge, refine their thinking, and grow into a stronger, wiser version of themselves. When we talk about daily self-education, we're not just referring to reading books, although that is certainly one of the most powerful tools available. It includes listening to educational podcasts, watching inspiring and informative videos, studying people who have achieved what you aim to accomplish, asking questions, observing patterns, and reflecting on your own experiences. It means making it a priority every single day to learn something that improves your mindset, your skill set, or your understanding of the world around you. Jim Rohn, one of the most respected personal development thinkers of our time, emphasized that while formal education can make you a living, it's self-education that can make you a fortune. And this doesn't only apply to money. A fortune can be peace of mind, better health, improved relationships, a deeper sense of purpose, or the freedom to live life on your terms. All of these forms of success come from who you become. And who you become is shaped by what you consistently feed your mind. Consider this: if you read just 10 pages of a good book every day, that's over 500 pages a year, roughly 15 to 20 books. Imagine the insights, strategies, and inspiration you could gain from 20 books carefully chosen to support your goals. Now think about the compound effect of doing that year after year. Each book builds on the last. Each idea leads to a new one. And each day of learning brings you closer to becoming the person capable of achieving what once seemed impossible. Daily self-education builds confidence because you begin to see yourself evolving. You recognize your own progress. You become more equipped to handle challenges, to think critically, to communicate effectively, and to make better decisions. Knowledge becomes your foundation, something no one can take from you. It becomes your competitive edge, especially in a world that is constantly changing. Those who keep learning stay relevant. Those who stop eventually fall behind. Another powerful benefit of daily learning is that it keeps you motivated and focused. When you begin each day with intention, whether that's listening to 20 minutes of an audiobook during your commute or journaling insights from the previous day, you align your mind with growth. You remind yourself that you are on a mission to become better, stronger, and more capable. That mindset builds momentum, and momentum is one of the most underrated forces behind achievement. It's important to understand that self-education doesn't require hours of time or expensive resources. What it requires is commitment and consistency. Even 5 to 10 minutes of focused learning each day can change the direction of your life when done consistently. The key is to make it non-negotiable, just like brushing your teeth or eating meals. The most successful people don't leave their growth to chance. They build it into their daily routines. In the end, your future is created by what you do every day, not what you do occasionally. Daily self-education is not just about gathering information. It's about transformation. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts success through discipline, curiosity, and a relentless desire to grow. So if you want to win in life, not just today, but for years to come, make the decision to educate yourself daily. That decision will change everything. Real transformation in life doesn't begin with changing your circumstances. It begins with changing yourself. That change is rooted in personal growth. When you commit to growing as a person, everything else in your life begins to evolve. Your thoughts become sharper, your decisions wiser, your habits more constructive, and your relationships deeper. It's a process that takes time, but its impact is profound. Many people wait for life to get better before they take action, but the reality is that life gets better when you get better. Personal growth is not a luxury or a trend, it's a necessity for anyone who wants to create a fulfilling, meaningful, and successful life. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. And every step you take to improve yourself changes how you think, feel, act, and interact with the world around you. When you begin investing in your growth, you start to notice patterns you never saw before. You become more aware of the thoughts that hold you back and the habits that sabotage your progress. With that awareness, you gain the power to choose better. You shift from being reactive to being proactive. Instead of blaming external circumstances, you take responsibility for your mindset, your emotions, and your actions. That shift in ownership is where transformation begins. You no longer feel like life is happening to you. You realize that life is happening through you. You are not a victim of your past or your environment. You are the creator of your future, and the tool you use to build that future is personal growth. As you grow, your self-image begins to change. You start seeing yourself as capable, worthy, and resilient. That inner transformation reflects outwardly. You carry yourself differently. You speak with more confidence. You develop the courage to set higher standards and pursue goals that once felt out of reach. Personal growth helps you break through limiting beliefs and old narratives that no longer serve you. You stop settling for less because you start to believe, on a deep level, that you are made for more. And when you believe that, your behavior naturally aligns with that belief. You start making better choices. You surround yourself with better people. You manage your time, energy, and resources more wisely. All of these changes compound over time, and before you know it, your entire lifestyle has been elevated. Another beautiful result of personal growth is emotional maturity. You learn to manage your emotions instead of being controlled by them. You develop patience, empathy, and emotional resilience. These traits are not only essential for personal well-being, but also for building strong relationships. Whether it's in your family, your friendships, or your professional life, growth allows you to connect with others more authentically and constructively. You listen more, you react less, you become a better communicator and a more grounded presence in the lives of those around you. That kind of presence transforms environments. It makes you a leader, a role model, and a source of inspiration to others who are looking for a better way forward. Moreover, personal growth equips you to handle challenges with greater grace. Life will never be free of problems, but when you grow, your perspective changes. You begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to learn, to stretch, and to become stronger. You stop fearing failure because you understand that failure is just feedback, a necessary part of the growth process. This mindset turns adversity into fuel. It allows you to rise when others give up and to persevere when others get discouraged. And that, more than anything, leads to lasting success and fulfillment. Ultimately, the most important project you will ever work on is yourself. The more you grow, the more value you bring to every area of your life. Your influence increases, your impact expands, and your capacity to give and receive love multiplies. Personal growth is not something you do once. It's a lifelong journey, but every step is worth it because it leads you to a life of deeper purpose, greater peace, and true transformation. And that is a life worth building. Real success is rarely the result of one grand effort or a single breakthrough moment. More often, it's the outcome of small, consistent actions repeated day after day, often without fanfare or recognition. Consistency is the silent force behind all lasting achievement. It doesn't shout, it doesn't demand attention, but over time, it produces results that are impossible to ignore. The power of consistency lies in its cumulative effect. What may seem insignificant in the moment, a few minutes of reading, a short workout, a moment of reflection, gradually builds into something substantial when done repeatedly, and that's the secret most people overlook. They chase big results, but they don't commit to the small, repeated actions that make those results possible. They want the reward, but they aren't patient enough for the process. There is something profoundly transformative about doing something valuable every single day. The results may not show up right away, but the effort is never wasted. Each repetition strengthens your discipline. Each day you follow through, even when you don't feel like it. You are training yourself to stay committed, focused, and resilient. You are building momentum, and that momentum creates progress, first internally, then externally. It's not about perfection, it's about showing up. When you show up consistently, you learn, you grow, and eventually, you improve in ways that surprise even yourself. The effort compounds like interest in a bank account. At first, the growth feels slow and barely noticeable, but given time, it multiplies. The effects become visible, the benefits measurable, and suddenly, people start calling you lucky or gifted. But in reality, it wasn't luck or talent. It was consistency. Consider someone who reads just 10 pages a day. That's not much, perhaps 15 minutes of time. But in a year, that person will have read over 500 pages, the equivalent of 15 to 20 full-length books. Now, imagine the insight, knowledge, and inspiration that could come from 20 carefully chosen books. That knowledge starts to shape their thinking, their language, their decisions. It influences how they handle challenges, how they interact with others, how they perceive the world. That's the power of consistency. The same principle applies to fitness, finances, relationships, and even spiritual or emotional development. Small efforts done daily change everything over time. They may not seem powerful in the moment, but when added together over months and years, they become unstoppable. The challenge with consistency is that it often feels boring or unrewarding in the short term. Human nature craves quick results, instant gratification, and immediate feedback. But consistency requires patience. It asks you to trust the process even when the results aren't visible yet. It demands that you keep going when motivation fades, when no one's watching, when the initial excitement wears off. This is why so few people stay the course. But those who do, those who understand the compounding nature of daily discipline, gain a level of strength and self-trust that others don't. They become reliable not just to others, but to themselves. They prove to themselves that they can be counted on, and that belief creates confidence. Consistency also creates clarity. When you do something regularly, you begin to see what works and what doesn't. You refine your approach, learn from your mistakes, and make better choices going forward. It becomes easier to track your growth and notice your improvement. Without consistency, it's hard to measure progress because the efforts are too scattered. But with it, you create a pattern, a rhythm, a life that builds itself in the direction of your goals. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Because while motivation gets you started, it's consistency that keeps you going. And in the long run, that makes all the difference. So whether you're trying to improve your health, build a business, write a book, learn a new skill, or transform your mindset. Remember this: you don't need to do everything at once. You just need to do something every day. Over time, those small acts compound into extraordinary outcomes, and that's how greatness is built, not in sudden leaps, but in steady steps. Many people attribute success to luck. They look at someone who's thriving in their career, living with purpose, or enjoying financial freedom, and they say, that person was lucky. But what they often fail to see are the years of preparation behind that success. The truth is, luck might open a door, but only preparation allows you to walk through it and make something of it. Opportunities appear for everyone at different points in life, but they only become meaningful when you are prepared to seize them. Without preparation, even the greatest opportunity will pass by unnoticed or be wasted. That's why success favors the prepared. Preparation is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. It's the consistent effort you put in long before the spotlight ever finds you. It's the quiet discipline of showing up, learning, improving, and sharpening your skills when no one is watching, and no reward is guaranteed. When you prepare daily, you're building a foundation. It may not be visible to others, and at times, even you may not see the results immediately. But that work is never wasted. Each day of preparation adds strength to your character, clarity to your vision, and confidence to your ability. You start to recognize patterns, solve problems faster, and make smarter decisions because you've already done the hard thinking in advance. You don't panic in pressure situations because you've trained your mind and developed your tools. You respond rather than react because you've put in the time to prepare for the unexpected. This is why preparation is more powerful than luck, because it puts control in your hand. You don't have to wait for fortune to smile on you. You create your own momentum. People who rely on luck often live passively. They wait for things to happen, they hope for a break, and they cross their fingers for things to change. But people who rely on preparation live actively. They create opportunities by being ready, by staying alert, and by constantly developing themselves. Preparation turns you into a magnet for good outcomes, not because you're lucky, but because you've made yourself valuable. You've done the work that others avoided. You've studied, practiced, and trained long before anyone asked for it. And when the moment comes, you don't need to scramble or pretend. You simply rise to the occasion because you've already earned your place at the table. Every great achievement in history is backed by countless hours of preparation. Athletes train for years to compete for seconds. Musicians rehearse endlessly for moments on stage. Entrepreneurs spend sleepless nights building systems and strategies before their product ever reaches the market. None of this is luck. It's hard, focused, intentional preparation. And what seems effortless in the moment is actually the result of thousands of repetitions, failures, adjustments, and lessons learned in private. This applies to every area of life: relationships, health, career, mindset. The more prepared you are, the more confident and capable you become. You don't fear change or challenge because you trust the foundation you've built. Preparation also gives you peace. It quiets anxiety and reduces stress because you know you've done your part. You've read the books, developed the skills, asked the questions, and taken the time to grow. So when opportunity knocks, or even when adversity strikes, you don't freeze, you act, and more importantly, you act with purpose and poise. You become someone people can count on, someone who steps up when it matters most. That's not luck. That's leadership born from preparation. In the end, the most successful people are rarely the luckiest. They are the most prepared. They treat every day as a chance to sharpen their edge. They show up early, stay late, ask more, learn more, and do more. They don't wait for luck to find them. They prepare to be ready when their moment arrives. And when it does, they don't hope. They know they're ready. That is the true power of preparation. It transforms ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. It's not glamorous, but it's the difference maker. Because while luck is unpredictable, preparation is always in your hands, and that's how you win. Success is not a secret, it's a system built on daily effort, intentional learning, and an unwavering belief in your ability to grow. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or for luck to show up at your door. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can every single day. Because in the end, the real win in life is becoming the person you were meant to be. So read that book, take that course, ask the tough questions, and seek out mentors. Invest in your mind and your heart, because when you do, the rewards will follow. Keep educating yourself, keep preparing, keep showing up, because that's how you win in life. Thank you.